It's not the story of white on black crime or black on white crime the way we love in this country. It's not something that the KKK or Jesse Jackson or Al Sharpton or right-wing Nazi honks it's not something they can use to drive a bigger wedge between people. It's not something they can use to divide people so they can be conquered. It's not a way of parting fools with their money, but it's a good story and one that should be covered. There is one good thing happening in Ferguson, Missouri at the moment in the aftermath of the rioting, the looting, following the police-involved shooting death of 18-year-old Michael Brown. Like you and I were discussing while this was going on, let's assume the worst possible situation. Let's say it's a racist, crazy, trigger-happy cop that shot an innocent black boy. Let's assume all of that is true. How on earth does it make the situation any better? In what world is there any justice in heaving a brick through the local business's window and stealing yourself a television or some Cheetos? Because in the aftermath of all this, a lot of local businesses, ma and pop businesses, small time entrepreneurs just trying to pay their bills, be a part of the community, trying to get by in the world, were victimized, vandalized, looted, set on fire. Demonstrators took to the streets, a lot of whom came in from out of town just because they wanted to riot, they wanted to loot, under the guise of protesting the shooting. Business owners have been left to foot the bill for the damage. This is where the St. Louis Tea Party stepped in to help. They spread word of this thing called a Buycott event on Facebook. They were hoping to get 20 people to show up and spend their hard-earned cash on businesses, local Ferguson businesses, on the 21st of August. They were hoping to get 20 people. They ended up with about 40, mostly white folks, and this is awesome. They targeted small businesses who are hit hard by violence committed mostly by out-of-town agitators, criminals, vandals, hooligans. I read somewhere that, I can't remember the actual number, and this was while everything was going on, but it was a shockingly small number of people that had been arrested that were actually from Ferguson. Like, arrest numbers in the hundreds, as you would expect. Number of people arrested from Ferguson, I think. Here it was. And this was on August 21st. Of the 163 people arrested since the shooting of Michael Brown on the 21st of August, 7 of the people arrested were actually from Ferguson. Opportunistic agitators, criminals, vandals, hooligans who hit these small businesses and hit them hard. Bill Hennessy, he's one of the local Tea Party members who attended the event. He wrote about his experience in Ferguson and how their presence made residents think and think again about their notions of the Tea Party. He said, "A gentleman in the salon asked who we were. I told him St. Louis Tea Party. Tea Party, he said, you're bad boys," and chuckled. Then he looked at me very serious. He said, "The Tea Party came up here to do this?" "Oh, yeah," I said. "Well, we don't want to see Ferguson go south." He laughed and he looked at me. Then he was quiet, lost in thought for a minute. When he came out of it, he was our best friend, laughing, giving us crap about stuff, telling stories. He admitted baseball can be like watching grass grow. In that moment of reflection, I'm sure he was trying to reconcile Tea Party with what he was seeing. White people aged 18 to 50, laughing, spending money, empathizing. The moment made the whole event worthwhile. Now, you got to understand, this is Bill Hennessy, the Tea Party dude's highly romanticized account of the whole situation, a mini novella in which he firmly plays the conquering paladin, kindly hero. But I will say this. It's a fantastic thing to do, and a fantastic illustration of the fact that the Tea Party... Do you remember when the Tea Party started out? I was kind of into it. I don't know about you, but I get all sorts of spam from various political parties. I think because I sort of like do a teeny tiny bit of talk radio, I've wound up on all these people's mailing lists that I've never signed up for. Christian Consumer, yeah, those guys are basically Satan. If you ever get an email from Christian Consumer advocating that you buy something because purchasing a specific product will get you closer to getting into heaven, you write them back and tell them that they are Satan incarnate and can look forward to a lifetime in the fiery pits of hell, hopefully being spit roasted by the big multi-headed penile demon himself, because they are awful. They are profiting off of religion in the worst way. I'm on their mailing list. Somehow I'm on Herman Cain's mailing list. Don't know how that happened, but I get an email from old Herman on a regular basis. But I get all sorts of spammy email. And when the Tea Party was just sort of like a bit of a twinkle in someone's political eye, I remembered getting all this Tea Party spam email and actually kind of like skimming over some of it and going like, hey, this seems kind of cool. This is kind of interesting. And it seemed like it was an inclusive thing. It seemed like it doesn't matter if you're a Republican, doesn't matter if you're a Democrat. It had more to do with the values upon which this country was built. Some really solid stuff. And I was kind of into the idea of the Tea Party. I was like, oh, that sounds all right. And then somewhere along the way, it got hijacked by the super right. I still think that Hillary for president gave a whole bunch of money to some right-wing people and went like, form this crazy wackadoo fringe group that will divide the right completely in half and secure my chances of being a president. I still have this Alex Jones conspiracy theorist part of my brain that says that Hillary Clinton or the left in some way, shape, or form has been responsible for the growth and the surge that you've seen in the Tea Party, because they realize that they can divide and conquer the right and win the presidency again. That's my idea. But however it got there, the Tea Party has taken some really great ideas. It's like great ideas, horrible execution, guaranteed to alienate people. Way to make the things that you were fighting for that much less attainable. But here's the thing about the Tea Party. Founded on some great ideas. And I think a Tea Party group revealing their human side, actively going into an area where they are probably not off the bat super welcome, supporting the community, spending money, breaking down the divide. That's the important part. Breaking down the divide that exists all over this country, but especially in Ferguson right about now. The fingerprints of Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton are all over that town. And I guarantee you the sentiment in there, in the black community and in the white community surrounding it, are more divided than ever after they got a chance to work their own particular brand of divisory magic on that whole community. The fact that the Tea Party went in and broke down this divide by just hanging out, spending money, talking, shooting the ass. So valuable, so important, something that we should all be doing. It's this idea that we're all supposed to be the same that I think maybe is where things fall down. Because it's a nice piece of rhetoric, isn't it? Oh, we're all the same. Underneath the skin, we're all the same. And yeah, we are. But through whatever set of circumstances, sadly, your average black person in America will have had a different experience of the world growing up than your average white person. It's not fair, and it's not right, and it's created divides, and it's created cultural differences. It's created gaps of understanding. But I think the real trick is to recognize, celebrate, learn from the differences we have with one another, whether it's a black-white thing, whether it's a difference in nationality or faiths. Respect, celebrate those differences. But most importantly, be around each other. It's a lot harder to stay mad at someone when they're in your face being decent. I say this all the time. I've got this buddy, this stand-up comic, Slade Ham, goes all over the world. doing USO shows, entertaining our troops. And when he's not entertaining our troops, he's walking among the people of whatever the hell country he's in. And I love following him on Twitter and Facebook because he'll say things like, oh, in Ethiopia today, found that Ethiopians are the nicest people I've come across in a long time. They smile more easily than any other country I've ever been in here in Ethiopia. And that's just him walking around people that he didn't know anything about the week before, understanding that they're decent, different, but decent and awesome in their own ways that we could learn some stuff from. And whether that's going to a foreign country like Ethiopia and learning that people are awesome and different in ways that we can learn from, or whether that's going into a town like Ferguson and learning that the folks there are awesome and different in ways that we can learn from, and that we are awesome and different in ways they can learn from. It's so important. It's so vital. And I applaud the Tea Party in St. Louis for doing this.